It's Powerback time on the Gutsy Podcast. Each week we bring you 5 minutes of condensed inspiration to reclaim the courage and momentum you've given away. You've got big things to do, so let's get your power back. We tend to put the people that we admire the most, the business owners that we look up to, the role models that we strive to be, and we put them on this pedestal that feels so out of our reach that we can't possibly ever achieve their level. What we often don't realize, though, is that the only difference between what you're doing and what the people that you're admiring are doing is that they have chosen the necessary means and put in the grit behind whatever it has taken to achieve that goal. Now, I'm not saying that you're not busting your ass too, right? Because we all have our own ways. But if you're admiring people that have six-packs and you keep thinking to yourself, oh, I wish I could have a six-pack, I wish I could have that, but you're not doing anything to get to that, the only difference between you and them is that they have chosen to put their health first. They have chosen to work out more. They have chosen to change their lifestyle habits. And you're also seeing an end result. You most likely are at a different part of your journey than what they are. So those things are absolutely obtainable. That six-pack is obtainable. You're just at a different part of your journey than they are. This week, I want you to take your power back by choosing to be the person that you've convinced yourself that you can't be. Let me say that one more time. I want you to choose to be the person that you have convinced yourself that you can't be. This is not becoming someone that you look up to, but becoming your own version of what you find successful or admiring about this person. This person could very well be a future version of yourself that you can see in your mind, but feel like you can't obtain. Sometimes these are what might seem to be simple activities. This episode really came to mind when I was at a networking party, and there was a live band and drinks and food and lots of people having a great time. And when the band kicked on, it immediately drew me to the dance floor because that's how I love to just express myself. And I'm not the greatest at it, but I really have a freaking good time, so I love to do it. And as I was dancing and looking around, I saw so many people sitting in their chairs, tapping their feet or tapping their fingers. And I know that there had to have been at least one or probably a dozen people thinking, man, I wish I could get up there and dance. Now, maybe there were restrictions why certain people couldn't, but I'm going to also bet that there were a handful that mentally convinced themselves that they would look like a fool who would be watching them. They're not a very good dancer, so why would they get up there and put themselves through that kind of embarrassment? It's all a mental choice, because in a split second, that scenario could be switched around, and anyone and everyone could have a great time if they just allowed themselves the space to do it. We're coming up on bathing suit season. Actually, we're pretty much in it already. So I know that there are no less than at least 1 million women on the planet that are thinking, oh my gosh, it's bathing suit season. I wish I could wear that one that she's wearing. I wish I could have the confidence that she does. That's the moment where you get to stop and take your power back. Because you can wear that bathing suit. You can have that confidence. It's all a mental choice. Perhaps you're looking at some rock star business owners and thinking, man, they just have it all together. Well, here's the first note. They don't. No one has it all together all of the time. But if you're looking at someone that has financial freedom, for instance, and you're thinking, gosh, I'm never going to get there. I have all this debt. I have all these credit cards. I'm never going to be as successful as they are. There's your opportunity. There is your power back moment, because all it takes is a mindset shift to say, you know what, I can be, and maybe I can even surpass that. But first, I need to change behaviors in my own life to be able to achieve it. This whole exercise is about catching yourself in the moment, using that moment to change your mindset, and then putting action behind it to actually get you to where you know that you can be. And whether that's wearing a bathing suit or dancing or paying off credit cards or getting abs or whatever that equivalent is for you, it's possible. You just have to learn to want it more than you don't, and to accept that you can be the person that you have convinced doesn't exist. Join me next week on the Gutsy Podcast for our next guest, Bernadette Wagner, the founder and creator of the TV show Primetime for Women, as she talks about the power behind meaningful relationships, particularly strong circles of female supportive relationships. Until then, follow the Gutsy Podcast on Facebook and Instagram, and follow me personally for more business advice on Instagram @thatlauraora. See you next time.